Welcome back. Today we're going to take a quick look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. We'll start with Bitcoin, followed by Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, and then we'll end with Polygon, MATIC at number 10. Let's get straight into it. BTC against USDT. Here we are. We have been consolidating for the better part of, drumroll please, 10 freaking days. So 7 days ago we were at this level. And today we are still at this level. Last week I was like, I'm not too sure what's happening here for Bitcoin. Are we gonna start collapsing from here? Are we gonna spike out from here? We're not too sure of things. Balaji's 1 million Bitcoin would be awesome. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we'll have to see how things go. Again, if you were to consider this as an inverse head and shoulders, then we would not be expecting Bitcoin to blow past the support over here. We still could drop and then bounce off of the support towards the upside, right? Or we could go a little bit higher and then see a retrace, before continuing higher, right? So I guess as long as we're above the skinny pink line, we should be bias bullish for Bitcoin. I would love to see the skinny pink line start curving back up like this, but it has not happened yet, right? If we go back in history, so I feel like this is something happening for Bitcoin right now, and there could be a very deep fall that comes on, right? But of course, again, this is also an inverse head and shoulders that came, right? We broke above the resistance, we retested the support, and we just continue higher. This would have been a much easier trade, right? Because we retested the support and then we bounce off of support and we just continue higher. But yeah, you could feel that, once it broke above the skinny pink line, right? I mean, let's say we look at this candlestick, right? We broke above the skinny pink line, but then we came back down to kiss it, and then we're up again, and then we kissed it again. So it's like, still bearish, isn't it? Yeah, I can still feel and smell the weakness on Bitcoin. So eventually, yeah, again, something like a, not exactly, but something like that. Even here, you could also see something like a head and shoulders, right? We fell from it. So yeah, and after that, but again, we'll have to remain with our bullish bias at this point of time, right? Again, I am still very uncomfortable, going long for Bitcoin at this point of time, right? There are many bearish and also bullish signals. So there are mixed signals for me at the moment, right? And yeah, it's still very uncertain, right? Again, the best thing that could happen is we come back down, retest, and continue higher, right? Of course, no guarantees, and of course we could just rise up from here, right? So yeah, at this point of time, we're still uncertain, right? So we could still go much higher, but I don't have the target for Bitcoin. So yeah, again, we are kind of at a crossroad of sorts, right? In terms of tradability, yeah, I just don't see its tradability, not at this point of time. So I'll be very careful about rushing to anything. Bitcoin dominance is, yeah, we were expecting something like a big left shoulder, big head, and then probably a very small right shoulder as we head higher towards 54%. So we have a target for 54%. This could either mean Bitcoin is falling slower. If everything is falling, right, Bitcoin is falling slower. Or if everything is rising, Bitcoin is rising faster. So we still expect Bitcoin dominance to breach 50%. We're at 47% right now. And yeah, it feels to me like we could be climbing higher. Again, I can already count 5 here. Right, but of course, when the trend is really, really, really bullish, it's a little bit difficult to be counting waves, right? When it's really bullish. So yeah, again, at this point of time, we're just not entirely sure. So we're gonna have to proceed very cautiously for Bitcoin, right? But we still expect Bitcoin dominance to rise towards 54%. Moving on will be Ethereum. Ethereum against BTC, we have 2 targets over here, so it kind of ties in well with Bitcoin dominance hitting 54%, right? So still more upside for Bitcoin dominance, and if there is going to be more upside for Bitcoin dominance, it's going to translate into weakness for Ethereum compared to BTC. We have 2 targets over here, 0.06 and 0.055. We still expect 0.06 to be hit, and then potentially down to 0.055. So yeah, but we fear that if we head towards 0.055, we might get mountain ranges over here, and we could still head lower, right? The best thing that could happen for FBTC is we head towards 0.055. We hit targets, and after that we see a strong rally towards the upside, right? And then we complete an A, B, C, D, E, boom, and then we break out. Absolute best thing that could happen for FBDC, right? I think this is probably again going to tie in well with Ethereum's Shanghai upgrade. Shanghai upgrade that's coming on in April. Maybe it might get delayed into May, so we might, Ethereum BDC might just take its time to hit its target before reversing back up, right? Maybe something like that would happen, but yeah, more downside, right? Previously we identified the mountain range here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the descending triangle that came. We fell, 0.06. We're still expecting it to hit, so there you freaking go. BNB against BTC. Here we are for BNB. Again, we're already under the, I don't like it, we're under the support line over here, right? We broke out, hit targets, now we're in a retrace. One thing good about this retrace is that we're retracing in a very controlled manner, right? Very controlled retrace. And you could see very clearly the falling wedge. And falling wedges usually break higher, right? Of course, no guarantees, but usually it breaks higher. So we're expecting maybe BNB to build some sort of a continuation chart pattern over here. Maybe an ascending triangle, right? Maybe a cup and handle as we break higher. So yeah, BNB BDC looks good. Why? Because we're falling in a very controlled manner, right? We are not exactly, collapsing like this, right? Yeah, but even if we fell, right, this is also a falling channel, and falling channels usually break higher, right? The only question is, when will this falling channel end, right? It's like, when things were here, right, and things were moving here, so you'd be like, okay, wait, yeah. So when things were moving, right, you'd be like, okay, how much longer, will this falling channel drop? When will it end? Yeah, I don't know. It just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. Oh, some buying pressure came in, right? But yeah, it just kept dropping and dropping and dropping until you will see the resistance being broken, right? But the moment you see buying pressure coming in, right, see big spikes here, there could be people buying up BTC. After that, yeah, the buying pressure came in, and we just, yeah, that's it, and the rest is history, right? So yeah, this is something that we want to see. Buying pressure, very good sign of things reversing back up. So again, the question we ask ourselves is, how much lower are we gonna fall, right? Do you see any buying pressure coming in for BNB BDC? Any buying pressure? Not yet, right? Yeah, you can consider this a buying pressure if you want, but nothing too, nothing too obvious, right? This was a hammer that came in. Do you see a hammer here? Yeah, so this was the buying pressure, right? Do you see any hammers here? No hammers, right? On the weekly, right? If you look at last week, there's still indecision over here, right? Equal wicks at the top and bottom, but it's a red candlestick, so more selling pressure compared to buying, right? The week before, long wicks at the top, very tiny wicks at the bottom, selling pressure, big red body. So yeah, again, the selling pressure is still there. I still don't see any sign of bullishness coming on for BNB yet. So yeah, we will know once it comes on. BNB against USDT. Yeah, we still have our downside target, but excuse me, the longer we go sideways, the more likely it is we continue higher. We're already above the skinny pink line, so yeah, potentially more upside, right? But it isn't exactly what I would consider as a bullish reversal. It's not. We still have our 173 and 122 targets. Are we still gonna fall that low? Again, we're not too sure ourselves. We're not too sure. And Binance is a solid exchange, so yeah, it's very difficult to be predicting the fall. Again, the longer we consolidate, the more likely it is we break higher, right? So yeah, why would I say that? Because this is the refusal to drop. Because if it wanted to drop, right, if BNB wanted to drop, it would have dropped already, right? Shorts are usually very fast. Shorts are short. The time frame for shorts are short because it's very fast, right? When things are going sideways, it's like we're not exactly dropping, right? Sure, we could be building a bearish chart pattern, but yeah, I just don't see it yet. So be very careful. Be very careful. XRP against BTC. Yeah, so for XRP, again, I see mountain ranges over here. Mountains. There was a spike that came in. Are we going to get mountain number 3? Feels like it, right? Mountain 1, mountain 2, feels like we're getting mountain 3. A descending triangle as we head lower. But this descending triangle is potentially A, B, C, D, E as we break higher, right? Yeah, there could be more downside for XRP against BTC, right? We're anticipating the possibility of XRP dropping towards sub 1000. We're at 1631. So yeah, the possibility still remains. So we're trading very, very carefully for XRP because XRP's chart pattern is still very bearish, although we're already above the skinny pink line, right? And we were also saying that there's a possibility, you know, things could be rising because this is a falling channel. Falling channels usually break higher. And we did break higher, right? And we are above the skinny pink line. So if we get continuation chart patterns, then potentially more upside for XRP against USDT, right? I feel like XRP could be doing something like this, right? Previously, over here, right? If you could see here, right? This is something like a head and shoulders. You can also consider this as a descending triangle. Or I mean, at this point of time when things were happening, you would still remain bearish, right? I mean, I was bearish over here because I was like, this is a bearish chart pattern. We are going to drop very far, right? We're going to go past sub 20 cents. I think we had a target for like, I forgot what's the target that we had. But it was quite a low target and we expect big downsides to come. But hey, welcome to the world of trading, right? Okay, let me just play this. You never know what's going to happen, right? What happened? We broke higher. We go above, we went above the skinny pink line. And you'd be like, what the? Right, and then after that, what happened? We got a, if you look over here, this is an A, B, C, D, E, right? Can you see this? Lessons in history. I normally only do this with the boys. But it's okay. Yeah, symmetrical triangles. You'll be like, what the? Okay, are we breaking higher? Yeah, looks like it. We're gonna break the resistance here. More likely than not, we're gonna break the resistance, right? So yeah, let me just do it here so it's faster. So what happened? Yeah, there was a symmetrical triangle that came, right? We broke out. As soon as we broke out, we broke back down. Bastards. And so it invalidated the bullishness of the thing. And so this whole chart pattern evolved and turned into a, if you look very carefully, it's a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Ta-da! You see how it is? You see how it is? Yeah. And so eventually we broke back lower, right? But we did break above the skinny pink line. Tricky, right? So doesn't negate the possibility of a more downside, right? And eventually, yeah, we dropped to 10 cents. 10 cents, yo. So again, looking at this, right, it's like I'm still very bearish about this, but whale shenanigans, right? And so here we are. Could we take out the tops here? Of course. This whole thing could morph into a head and shoulders as well. I am still bias bearish for XRP. I would still expect XRP to hit towards 19 and 16, potentially 16 cents. 19 cents is more likely than 16 cents, but this is bearish. This is a bearish chart pattern. Just by looking at this, it's a mountain range. And this is a very high quality bearish chart pattern, right? But again, right, whale shenanigans. Pshoo! Right, so this is a pshoo moment. Oh my god. Moving on would be Cardano, ADA against BTC. So trading is very hard. Ta-da! We've hit targets for Cardano. Ta-da! We're expecting a wave C to complete, right? An A, up for a B, down for a C, hopefully, and then we get a D, E. Boom! We go to Valhalla. We're still under the skinny pink line, so we're still bias bearish for Cardano against Bitcoin, right? I'm going to remove this because we've already registered it. Yeah, so we expected it to drop down to, where was this? About 1,002. Right now we're at 1255. Probably my guess is we're going to breach 1,000, right? Another 22% at least. I think we might be hunting this low. I suspect we're going to hit this low, right? Maybe the noisy area over here. Yeah, this was the inverse head and shoulders that came. You see this? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see this? Right shoulder. You see this? Head. Yeah. Broke out, retested support, boom, broke out. ADA BTC for you, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, still in a downtrend. So we're still bias bearish for ADA. BTC, right? ADA USDT. Yeah, again, ADA USDT. On the other hand, could be flipping bullish, right? Because we have been retesting the resistance line. We've been touching it, you know, we've been flirting with it for some time. Like before ADA fell to 26 cents, we had a target for 26 cents. Before it fell, we've been kissing, right, the support. We broke it, pew, retested. It's just as soon as we broke it, we retested the resistance, and then we came back down. And then we retested the resistance. Support once broken becomes resistance. We tested the resistance again, and now, yeah. So this is looking to me like an ascending triangle. But we've not completed it yet, right? We won't know that it's an ascending until it turns into an ascending, because we could still head lower. And this whole thing could also turn into a ABCDE kind of a chart pattern. Of course, we could also head lower. It's just not really that clear yet, right? You would only know once the chart pattern is like 95% complete, and then with confidence, then you can put on trades for it, right? But I just don't see it yet. So yeah, we are very, very close to the skinny pink line. So the best thing that could happen for ADA is that we hover around the resistance line, right? And we form high quality reversals, right? And ascending would be beautiful for ADA, right? As the skinny pink line goes sideways as well. Break up, skinny pink line starts curving up. Woo! Then ADA to the moon. But again, we just don't see it yet, so trade very carefully because ADA still could potentially drop against BTC. Dogecoin against BTC. Here we are. Yeah, Dogecoin is not looking good. Dogecoin, it's, you know, we broke above the skinny pink line. Look at this. Look at this. We broke it with clear conviction, and then now we got slapped down. A very nice slap. Pa! Yeah, again, I just don't see the bullishness for Dogecoin against BTC yet. I mean, of course, if we start going sideways and go back up, this would be great, but this is just not really that clear, and I wouldn't consider this as a falling channel because it's too bearish for me, right? It's just too bearish, and we are under the skinny pink line. So again, our bias is really bearish, right? Over here, when things were developing, let's go back in time. Rewind. So when things were developing over here, right, we were like, okay, could this become asymmetrical? You know, could we consolidate and continue higher? Could that happen for Dogecoin? Like, not too sure. Again, we need to see it complete first, right? Maybe 90-95%. Once it's almost done, then yeah, with confidence, we could be taking trades for Dogecoin, right? But it did not happen. What happened for Dogecoin? Yeah, we fell. We just zipped down. Like, okay, yeah, it's not looking good. Still not looking good. So yeah, it's very bearish. Very bearish. DOGE USDT. Yeah, we're saying that we could be completing head and shoulders over here, right? Although we could be completing a head and shoulders, I am still very uncomfortable with the fact that this is also something like a falling channel. And again, falling channels usually break higher, right? And we have been knocking the skinny pink line so many times. We broke above it. We knocked and broke above it. We broke above it. We broke above it. You know, this could happen again, right? We could still break above it, right? And this whole thing could turn bullish as well, right? You could get an ABCDE or an ascending triangle of sorts, right? Yeah, but this looks bearish though. I would still expect it to drop to potentially, yeah, 2 cents, right? From 7 cents to 2 cents is going to be brutality. But, man, it looks a bit suspicious to me. So yeah, we're already, you know, we've been flirting around the skinny pink line. So it's like, are we preparing to break higher? You know, is this a falling wedge of sorts, falling channel that we break higher? Not too sure ourselves. We're not too sure ourselves. So yeah, we're gonna have to proceed very cautiously. MATIC, BTC. Ta-da! Okay, MATIC has already broken the support. We were like, okay, right, this was the mountain, double mountain, broke out, retest out. That's it. We've sliced through, so this would be considered as invalidated, right? We no longer have this target because we've already sliced through. Okay, I need to put this first. We've already sliced through, so we will consider this as invalidated, right? Yeah, but this is good in the sense that we could be getting an AB, right? Again, I'm always looking for squeezes, right? Because squeezes are accumulation zones. Right, the top of the accumulation zone, the bottom of the accumulation zone. That's why we want to find because you will know that the whales are the ones accumulating. But again, we're not too sure. Of course, we could always drop to zero, but the hope is that we stay below the top here and above the low here, right? Just up and down, doesn't matter over here. And eventually, MATIC breaks higher. Best case scenario for MATIC. Will it happen? Only time will tell. We still have our target over here, and we still expect it to be hit eventually. MATIC against USDT. So MATIC against USDT. We're above the skinny pink line. Right. Any bearish? Yeah, possibilities. Yes. Whole thing is the left shoulder, hit, right shoulder. We hit lower. Right. Of course, we could also hit higher. Right. Of course, we could also hit higher. Right. This could be a falling channel in the making. That could be breaking higher. You see that? You see that, ladies and gentlemen? It's very hard. Right. We might be completing the B over here. Right. This whole thing could be the ABCDE as the skinny pink line runs across. Right. We're just plotting the possibilities of what could happen for MATIC, but we just don't see it yet. We don't see it yet. Even if this happens, you'll have to wait until it's like 90 to 95% done before you can, hey, we got it, right? It could always morph into something else, right? And we could still drop down, to take out the support, right? The support line, yeah. So, but we're above the skinny pink line though, so we're gonna remain buyers bullish until things start turning bearish again. So yeah, even if we saw, mountain ranges over here, doesn't mean we're gonna collapse lower. It could still go higher, right? Because if the preceding trend is bullish, more likely than not, the subsequent trend is bullish as well, right? We were expecting a right shoulder to complete here, right? We should be a head and shoulders, but it didn't come. We just rose. No right shoulder came. We just rose. So it's like a hanging head and a hanging left shoulder. It's like, where's the right shoulder and no right shoulder? It's not what you think. So yeah, more upside. Yeah, potentially again. MATIC is untradeable. Not at this point of time. I don't think there's any trade. Right. So yeah, there you go. That's MATIC for you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Be very careful and don't do anything I wouldn't do.